Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Madam 81, and I'm coming back to you again. I'm coming to you from CNN.com, and man, Minneapolis. You should stand with Minneapolis. Minneapolis mayor responds to Trump accusations of weakness, and this is the mayor. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey has responded to President Trump's tweet, which accuses Frey earlier tonight of weak leadership. Here's Trump's tweet: "A total lack of leadership. Either you're very weak, radical left mayor Jacob Frey, get your act together and bring the city under control, or I will send and the National Guard and get the job done right," Trump said. Frey's response: the mayor addresses the president's comments at a press conference tonight. He said, and I quote, "Weakness is refusing to take responsibility for your own actions. Weakness is pointing your finger at someone else. During a time of crisis, Donald Trump knows nothing about the strength of Minneapolis. We are strong as hell. Is this a difficult time period? Yes. But you better be damn sure that we're going to get through it," he said. Um, this is just really crazy. Some of the other things that's been going on. He also did condemn the destruction and said it was unacceptable. And it says Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey condemned the looting and destruction seen in the city tonight during the violent protests. "What we've seen over the past several hours and the past couple of nights in terms of looting," he said at a press conference. "Our communities cannot and will not be tolerated. These are community institutes that we need. These are banks that people rely on to get cash, grocery stores that people rely on to get food. These are pharmacies people rely on to get medicine," he said. He added that the city had received resources from the state and that further aid is expected. On the burning police station, yes, they did set up a fire. They really did. A police precinct was set on fire, vandalized, and surrounded by protesters tonight. But there was no sign of the police or firefighters. When asked, Frey pointed to the fires and looting incidents that the officers had to respond to as well, because apparently they have a shortage, and the police had to help the firefighters because it was fires, like over 30 fires broke out. Um, the Minnesota National Guard, which was mobilized early in the evening, are now stationed at various locations facing potential looting, including banks, grocery stores, and pharmacies, he said. "I understand the importance of a precinct," he said, "but the symbolism of a building cannot outweigh the importance of the life of our other officers or the public. We cannot risk serious injury to anyone, and we will continue to patrol the third precinct entirely." So it's a lot. It's a lot going on. Fires broke out in St. Paul. More than 170 businesses were damaged or looted during the protests. It says more than 170 businesses in St. Paul, Minnesota were damaged or looted during the tonight's ongoing protest over the death of George Floyd, according to the city police department. As Thursday turned into Friday, our officers continued to work shoulder to shoulder with local, state, federal, and fire partners to protect St. Paul. More than 170 businesses damaged or looted, dozens of fires. Thankfully, no reports of serious injury. Calm on the horizon, the St. Paul Police Department tweeted. Crowds of protesters have faced off with riot police in St. Paul throughout the evening and the overnight hours. The police throwing tear gas and the protesters throwing it right back. There were reports earlier Thursday of protesters targeting stores like TJ Maxx and Target. As evening fell, the Minnesota National Guard was activated with more than 500 soldiers sent to St. Paul and Minneapolis, where phrase protests had also broken out. And this is just a timeline of stuff that's going on. Also in Louisville, the mayor urges peace as protesters continue. Riots are breaking out everywhere, you guys, and I just need everybody to be aware of that. It has become a domino effect, and people are tired and people are fed up. I know also that it is riots in LA. Just it's riots breaking out everywhere, and also in Colorado, though. So it said Louisville mayor, my apologies, Greg Fisher called for peace and order in the Kentucky city as protests continue to escalate. Quote, understandably, emotions are high as uh, Breonna's mother said, let it be peaceful as we work together, truth and justice. He posted on his official Facebook page. If you don't know about Breonna, EMT that was shot in a no-knock raid. There was shots fired, but the person that fired the shot, because they didn't announce themselves, he is registered. He is a registered owner of his firearm. So it says Breonna Taylor, age 26, was an EMT who was killed during a police raid of her apartment in Louisville. During the raid in March, Taylor was shot at least 8 times, with 3 officers forcibly entering her apartment to serve a search warrant in a narcotics investigation. The department said the men announced themselves and returned gunfire when Taylor's boyfriend fired at them. Her death, like those of Ahmaud Arbery and now George Floyd, have sparked outrage across the nation, with many Louisville protesters tonight holding signs and bearing Taylor's name. Okay, and this was something that was reported, but I don't know how true this is. It says this is the last one that I'm going to do for this video. It says Minneapolis urges protesters to retreat in unconfirmed reports of severe gas lines. The city of Minneapolis is urging protesters near the burning police station to retreat after hearing unconfirmed reports that the gas lines of the 3rd precinct had been cut and other explosive materials are in the building. If you are near the building, for your own safety, please retreat in the event of the building explodes, the city posted on their verified Twitter account. CNN has been able to independently verify those reports. This is the city of Minneapolis. We're hearing unconfirmed reports that the gas lines to the 3rd precinct have been cut and other explosive materials are in the building. And it's basically saying the same thing that I said. It said that the fire is still ongoing and has engulfed much of the building. Minneapolis Fire Chief John Frutal told CNN that the fire department is working with the police and other city authorities to assess the situation. Um, and that's a still shot of, you know, of it, you know. People are sick and tired. People are tired of, watching each other die, watching family members and friends die. I saw a Facebook post by a gentleman that knew Floyd. His name is Joseph. Very powerful, Facebook post and tribute to George Floyd. Please go check that out. Please, it is very heartbreaking. He is a resident of Chicago, but he lives in Minneapolis. Um, he moved there for a better life for him and his children. And just go check it out, you guys. It's very powerful and very heartbreaking at the same time. The people seek justice, and the way it looks like they're going to have justice regardless if it's given to them through the court system or through their own brand of justice. Um, so reminiscent of Baltimore. They definitely turned up. They definitely turned it up a notch, and I stand with Minnesota. I stand with all the places that's protesting right now, for all the deaths that's gone on. But organized people. It is a way to do this, and I'm not condoning necessarily the violence, but at the same time, people are fed up, and you are not listening to the people. So this is what you get. With that being said, you guys, please drop down in the comments. Please let me know how you feel about this. And RIP to Ahmaud Arbery, RIP to Breonna Taylor, and RIP to George Floyd. May you forever rest